What is up, fellow trainers, and welcome back for another entry into the Pokemon Bliss and Oblivion project here at PTE Creative. As always, I'm your host, Evan Davies. Welcome back to the Halzari region, and we have another brand new Pokemon for you to meet, as you can see teased on the thumbnail. So let's get straight to it. Today, you get to meet Clycub. Clycub is actually a part of the starter series that I have created here for the Halzari region. For those who do not know, Halzari region, heavily based off the United States of America, little tidbits of Canada and Mexico as well, but very much based off the US. And all of my starter Pokemon are based off of state birds or state animals of some kind. And I went with the black bear here because I love the themes of America, showcasing them in a positive way here with Pokemon, in the fact that America definitely is about excess. We have to be honest with ourselves as Americans. So I have a starter for every single type. And here is your normal starter, Clycub. So you can see him, a little interesting kind of guy, very much straightforward bear, but with some dyed hands to a degree for a very, very specific reason. So as we go through, we see number 16 in the Halzari Pokedex, normal starter Clycub. As we go to its stats, Clycub is the honey climber Pokemon. So it constantly is trying to find honey or climb trees to aid in that search. Its base stats are actually a tad bit higher than many starters. As I've said in other videos as well, I always try to take a real world basis, and by real world I mean existing Pokemon's basis for the stats. I thought a very nice comparable for Clycub would be Teddiursa, so I went with Teddiursa stats and then played with them a little bit to make Clycub a little bit more an accurate starter Pokemon while still having those nice little tidbits for it. So Clycub starts with a nice HP stat of 60. However, it's balanced out with a slower speed stat of 40. High attack at 75, mid-range defense at 50, and a special attack at 60, and a special defense at 50. And if I did my math correctly, which I do believe I did, however, now I'm kind of looking at it going, maybe I didn't. I think maybe the special attack is supposed to be 50, and I just wrote it incorrectly, but my apologies on that one if I did, because my math is probably off. But I know the total is correct. It's supposed to be at 325, which gives you an average stat total of 54.2. So nice balanced stats across the board. It is 2 foot 4 inches tall, and it starts at about 28.7 pounds, but Clycub can get very big, just like a bear cub wild could be. Now, as I already stated, it's the honey climber Pokemon. It's constantly looking for honey. It's the sustenance in which it's always going for, which informs the entire design of Clycub and its evolutionary line going forward. It also has the ability Honey Gather. Honey is its main lines of sustenance. That is what it is always searching for. That's its obsession. So Honey Gather, the ability already exists. It's from Generation 4 of Pokemon, in which at the end of a battle, the Pokemon will always try to go gather honey. It's a very common thing throughout a few Pokemon in the actual gameplay. So I thought, what better way to really illustrate the need for that honey, the need for those things, better than that ability. I thought that worked really, really well to do that. Now, if you look at its Pokedex entry, this Pokemon obsesses over finding new caches of honey to consume. It is frequently seen climbing trees, looking for new honey sources. The age of the Pokemon can be gauged by the tint of its paws. What I mean by that is, in the rendering that I did for Clycub here, which I'll go back so you guys can get a little bit bigger basis at Clycub, a just hatched out the egg, because theoretically all Pokemon are hatched out of an egg, which is kind of crazy and fun to think about, or however a Pokemon is born. A brand new Clycub cub, if you will, would be pure charcoal gray color, that the charcoal black that I've given the shade to for Clycub here. And its paws would have, in no way, shape, or form, any of that dye to them, any of that honey to them. Because it hasn't been able to start really going to get honey, really going to fend for itself and go take that. But if you look, it has there are these fainter yellow lines right on its paws because they actually have pockets in their paws in which they can store honey even more than they have. And the tint of the paws will tell you how old it is, because the further and further it gets to that golden honey yellow, the more and more honey it's gotten, which shows you the skill and the age it has. To the point where Clycub, before it evolves, you can tell its age. The Clycub that have enormous yellow golden paws are the eldest Clycub, of I guess the herd, the pride, whatever you want to call a bunch of bears. I should look that up right now. What is a group of bears called? But that is how you would determine its age, is seeing the coloration of its paws. The golder they are, the older they are. It's called a sloth, a pack, a mall, or a sleuth. Interesting. And if you want to call it a sleuth, it's a group of 3 or more bears. So if a Clycub was part of a sleuth of 3 or more Clycub in its evolutionary line, you could tell the oldest one because of the dyed paws. But I really love the pocket design as well. And if you look at its eyes, you can see the varying color schemes where the green starts to fade out more and more. I thought with as much charcoal black and muted color in it, I really wanted the paws to stand out, and then I really wanted the eyes to stand out. They give it a little bit of a zany, crazed look. Give it a little bit more of a Pokemon-esque aesthetic. So that is Clycub number 16, the Halzari Pokedex, and the continuation of the starters that I'm so excited for y'all to see, because I have a starter for every single type. So I'll give you one list class second, back to this normal type starter and its Pokedex entry. This is Clycub. I hope you guys enjoy this little guide just as much as I do. Now, I really appreciate you watching this video. If you want to support us, one of the best ways you can do it, besides watching our other content, which we'll get to in a second, how about go visit our Etsy shop? Go to ptecreative.etsy.com. There you can find a bunch of cool merch, including, if you want to go over to ptecreative.etsy.com, we've got Pokemon shirts, we've got mystery packs, we've got stickers, we've got hoodies, and we have all kinds of other stuff that support the rest of the channel. We got the Mount Moon sticker, we got the Stressy and Depressy line, we've got our own little fashion line with the You Hate to See It, we have other works of fiction like Power Rangers and Harry Potter, and we're working on some more right now as we speak over on the Etsy shop. So go find yourself a cool bit of merch that you would love to see, and I'd love to see you get it over at ptecreative.etsy.com, and I'll leave the link up there on screen for you just in a second. And if you are going to go visit and get yourself some merch, which we would all desperately love for you to do over at the channel, use the promo code BLISS, just like in Pokemon Bliss, the project they're working on right now. BLISS, BLISS, at checkout. Use that at checkout, and you can take 20% off any order of 2 items or more. So get yourself some more merch, take that nice discount. Help us, help you. You're helping us, helping me specifically a lot of the time. Helping my journey as an artist, helping me fuel more projects, especially as we start working with more and more creators. I really want to be able to continually fuel that. So that's where that art money is really going to come in handy. So if you do want to support us, go over to ptecreative.etsy.com and use that wonderful promo code. Now, again, we already talked about it. We got all kinds of cool stuff over at the channel. If you want more Pokemon content, you can see that Monday and Friday with Pokemon card openings. Tuesday, it's the flagship program. It's the Onetta Show, which is available on YouTube, and it's on Spotify. Go check that one out as much as you possibly can. Wednesday, you're already here. You're already seeing it. It's the Pokemon Bliss and Oblivion project here on the channel, and I hope you guys are Love seeing all the new fakemon in the region, and we may even have some special projects coming up, but we're too early in development to really talk about those. And then Thursday, it's the Onetta football show. We're talking all pro American football, all pro football. And we might get into a little college stuff as well, though here and there. And that is every Thursday on the channel that you can see it. And Friday, it's the rotation. So you can see some Pokemon stuff there, which is great. It's the most likely staple on Fridays. However, the Onetta Adventure Show comes up, the Onetta Brick Builders Show, where we go into Legos, the Adventure Show, we go into places you can visit on your own, go have your own adventure, go have a great time for yourself and inspire yourself, just like I do on those adventures to bring back to this Halzari region. So go check all those things out if you want to get some more great content from PTE Creative. And we appreciate you doing that. If you want to do this and help us out even more, like, comment, subscribe, share this with as many people as possible, as many Poke fans as possible. If you see the artwork anywhere else, be sure to tag it. Be sure to be, giving us the proper credit for it, but also just share it, because that's really what it's about, sharing the passion and the love I have for this project with all of you. Please go do that for me. I'd love to see it. Check out our socials at ptcreative.com. What am I talking about? That's not even a website. Don't do that, because I don't own that website. I don't know if that website even exists, but check out PT Creative on all the socials, Instagram or TikTok or those things. Don't go to a website that I don't own. Which would be really smart if I did. Maybe I gotta go buy a domain. But nonetheless, don't worry about that right now. Go support us any way you possibly can. We appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this content. And for more visits to Halzari, check out every single Wednesday here on YouTube. Without further ado, I bid you adieu. Peace out, fellow trainers. We'll catch you next time.